some of these like very quick push strategies, and they'd have either Lycan or DP or even like a Drow draft, and they just level high ground within like 15-20 minutes at times if things were going really well. And now Lycan provides that function, but also obviously the Howl and how strong that is in helping your teammates in any fight, and also the Wolves providing vision and just keeping track of where you are all the time. So it's been great for them.
Yep. I got a quick question as well. Is Tusk like the new Earth Spirit?
Ooh.
Earth Spirit isn't being like used anymore, right? Because the nerfs and stuff. And Monkey King usually banned or not picked. We see Treant banned mostly. Is Tusk like the new go-to?
He's more like reliable, and he's got like this big save, right? At least from what I've seen, this is like Liquid versus Legion Commander, right? They did that at Kiev as well. They picked the Tusk card to be able to save people with it. He is more reliable. He gives you more potential, and he has a BKB countering like TP cancel, so people like rage TP or something, you just punch him in the air or whatever. So it just seems more stable. Earth Spirit's kind of like, I don't know if that hero's completely dead, but his roaming potential is much weaker, but his team fight is kind of still there. He just struggles to get those levels.
I remember talking to the legend himself, Jerax, on Earth Spirit when it came out. He said he always thought Tusk was more fun. And he wanted to play Tusk, but Earth Spirit was too good. So now I think you're right. I mean, same deal.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, yeah.
Wonder if they'll go with Nature's Prophet here and no, Shadow Shaman.
Oh no, Shadow Shaman.
What? Do not flame the Neatea.
It's not Wind Ranger, come on.
Not the 68 base damage.
I love Shadow Shaman. I think he's a fantastic hero that does a lot in games, but his win rate is just not there. Didn't he lose every single game in Kiev or some horrifying stat like that?
I think did he lose all of them? Maybe he did lose all of them. I know that...
Didn't OG use them? Did they lose all the games with them?
I think
they used them multiple times.
Yeah, I think they may have actually lost. Maybe they had one win with it, but
I mean, it wasn't good. If they didn't lose them all, his win rate was not great.
He's good versus like this like Legion Commander thing though. If the Legion Commander's left up there, that if you just get like 2 points in shackles, whatever, you just grab him, and they can really bring him down quite easily with Lycan. And this is kind of like an old school combo. We used to see Lycan Rasta or Lycan Shadow Shaman picked up a lot in the past because you benefit from the Howl. He also has like the wards as well, so you get that like heavy push potential from it. So they have like that cool kind of the combo thing, and now Shadow Shaman of course has like the highest base damage in the game, so that definitely makes him a lot easier to kind of secure your safe lane. And they're, this is a good place to try stuff out, right? Trying out their strengths with their Lycan, trying out some different heroes, the Shadow Shaman. So.
I feel like with the first few teams that we've seen over the past few days, it's been pretty similar draft philosophies, or at least not similar, but like you start to get a feel for what they want. So it's nice to see Liquid kind of mixing it up. I don't think any of the other teams have really selected this kind of, well, there's only 3 heroes in, but with the bans as well. So they banned the Bloodseeker, and then the quick push is on the table for them, which teams have usually opted not to go for the most part. But this is one of those, like, if you win a team fight, you could instantly lose an entire lane.
Absolutely.
The Tusk also pairs well with a lot of like kind of in-your-face right clickers, because you can create terrain that someone can't get out of. And you, like, imagine just being pinned up against the ice shard wall with the Lycan there.
Yeah.
Hold on, Fog. Can you please make a cow sound while you move that over?
Ooh.
What the hell was that,
I don't know, dude.
Some weird cow.
Ooh.
Moo.
He is called the Space Cow, so.
The DS.
All right, the Darkseer's picked up.
Stuff there.
Darkseer, interesting. You were talking about kind of the synergy with right clickers and like melee, Where does Darkseer fit into Team Liquid's lineup? Is it just the ball for Lycan or what?
Mech carrier who can get like the push going on with that. Also this is an old school thing, the Lycan Wolves with Darkseer Ion Shell is really cool.
Yeah.
You can kind of chase people out with those. It's pretty obnoxious as a support to deal with it.
And the Timbersaw coming out for Vega.
Also, potentially, I guess you could vacuum people into the shards, you could vacuum into the snowball, and again, no one wants to be standing there with the Lycan beating on you. And I don't talk too much about Vega, so with the bans coming out with the Wisp and Monkey King, those have been staples for Liquid. Obviously, they still believe in Monkey King. The first pick instantly, that Legion Commander for Afterlife, and the Warlock as well, which has been very popular in this patch against this kind of lineup. So.
Do you think this is going to be a safe lane Timber again? Because they have Legion Commander and they love it on Afterlife, so...
I mean, I think it's more likely than what they're being played in the mid lane.
It depends on what Liquid picks last, no?
Yeah, I think that they're probably... We'll leave it in between the lanes.
I think you're more likely towards the
Wait, who has
lane.
last pick? Vega, right? No?
Vega had first pick, so...
So Liquid get last.
Liquid has last pick.
All right, well, Dazzle banned out of all heroes. I don't see a lot of that. Is that revealing something for us? A Dazzle ban?
Sustain for the push
Oh, okay.
that Liquid has. I think that's probably what they're thinking.
Sure.
Good versus Legion Commander as well with the duel.
Bristleback, nice ban coming out there. A lot of burst damage for these heroes, and even Lycan is afraid to chase him down. So, Vega Squadron, final ban. But let's talk about the last picks coming out here for these teams. Any predictions here? I like Liquid's draft, you know, they got the Lycan to go in one lane, a Shadow Shaman to go in another. I love Shadow Shaman in kind of a dual split push kind of scenario, but they do need somebody as a frontliner, at least for the early game until Lycan gets what he needs, don't they?
The Darkseer and the Tusk, right? We might see the Tusk even like just like lane with the Darkseer, and then they kind of like have that kind of pressure thing. He's kind of a frontliner in a way.
Okay.
With like the mech as well and the Darkseer, so they'll have that like sustain coming out from it. It's not like the greatest one. It's not the one that just stands there, but
They banned the Ember Spirit themselves, so probably looking at a Miracle hero here with the last pick.
Yeah.
I would not be totally surprised to see something like an Invoker. I think there's some pretty good synergy there, and it gives them something that scales as well. If you have the Lycan and you're expecting him to be fighting and pushing early, you have something that scales that they want to put Miracle in that kind of position. So
Yeah, Miracle Invoker
possibility for them.
would be a beautiful pick for it. I would say maybe even something like the TA for Miracle.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Lots of damage over time from Vega Squadron. Good bit of physical burst could do wonders against Vega's lineup. But yeah, this last pick from Vega certainly, as we were saying, is going to show us where that Timber's going to be.
I'm very curious, like with the 4th pick Timber. I know it's very good versus the Lycan kind of to suppress him in ways, but it can kind of go both ways. He gives you the outspam as well, of course, versus that push, so okay.
Oh, it's nice.
So now we know.
Yeah, G's Lena.
It's very magical heavy lineup coming out from Vega Squadron now, though.
Yeah. So why
Yeah.
Lena over Quap? I mean, they love their Quap over there, don't they? It's not banned out.
I think it's because they don't have last pick, right? Lena's just like a safe laner. Like Lena doesn't, who does Lena really lose to? While Queen of Pain can actually struggle versus some matchups.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's what I guess. And then now gives him more D push, more with the Lena spam.
All right, all
Well,
right.
I think with the TA certainly, against the Lena, you've got a good matchup. But I think Invoker's still in the pool, as you said, Jack. But yeah, they got
There
the
we
TA.
go.
Yeah,
I
I
like
think
the
the TA
TA.
is good.
Something that Miracle can certainly perform on. You've
Super-
got that pretty solid matchup against the Lena. Obviously, G's going to have good range, but you shouldn't die in that matchup. And we know that Miracle's going to be able to farm that. There's almost certainly going to be stacks created for him at the Ancients. Should hit the good Blink Deso timing and then start to get the ball rolling from there.
Oh, well, there you go. Thank you, War Room. They called it pretty well. Our boys in the War Room are very educated. They know what is coming out. But boys, I need you to make some educated guesses on who you think are going to win this game. Start with Script this time, Jack.
I'll make an
Bailed you out first.
uneducated guess.
All right, uneducate me.
Team Liquid.
Team Liquid.
I like the draft more. I don't like the Vega Squadron kind of going very heavy on the magic damage, very little on the physical. So yeah, Liquid.
Okay, Jack.
I actually like Vega's draft, and people might not be on board with this, but I'm gonna go with Vega for game 1.
Okay, all right, all right. I actually like Vega's draft too. I'm always up for a Legion Commander against a Lycan, a lot of lockdown, but don't matter what I say, it matters what our casters say over on the casting desk. So let's take a look over at those casters and take a listen to this next fantastic Dota game.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and indeed, welcome to the casting desk. I'm Odie Pixel, I'm here with Fog. We're ready to take you through Liquid versus Vega Squadron. We've just seen the picks. Liquid finishing it, of course, off with the TA. Vega bringing the G Lena to the fray. It's going to be an interesting match, I feel, because, Liquid, they have this Matsuma man Lycan, and he is arguably one of the best Lycans in the world. Can Vega deal with it? I mean, they've picked up this Timbersaw 4 pick that you yourself already started to question a little bit. I mean, what is the plan with that Timber now that you've seen the full draft? Did you see why it makes sense for Vega?
I guess they wanted to do this, exactly what we're getting to see now. It's, we get to see it afterwards, but the Timbersaw Warlock, they're going for like the dual pressure. I know Lycan doesn't like having that hero in his face, but it's versus a Shadow Shaman, who is probably one of the best versus Timbersaw in the laning phase because you have high right-click damage potential early on, your Ether Shock is high magical burst, and you have a incredibly long, sustainable lockdown for him in that phase. So I think it'll be a little bit tough for them to pressure him in that aspect, but then they do get Afterlife in that 1v1 matchup. So we'll see if Liquid's able to have him. I really like that Liquid is sticking with their guns. This is like, I look at that last draft and I'm like, I don't really think anyone else would really draft exactly those heroes except for Liquid.
Yeah, not so. Definitely a Liquid lineup. And that's what could make it scary for Vega. Let's see how well the squadron can perform here. Already, look at this. Liquid ready to go across and look for some first blood action potentially. GH gets the sharp block out, and G, that's a man that can't get his way out of it. He's not even going to bother skilling anything up here as he accepts his fate. And Liquid find themselves first blood, grab the rune. Both the bounties and the first blood gold going to Matumba Man. Great way to start.
Yeah, that is definitely the best way. Very nice shards coming out. Good way to... Who got the last hit? Is Matu, right? Okay,
yeah, Matumba.
So
Got it all.
we'll see what item he likes to go for. He used to go for the Midas build, but this game it looks like he's just going to go for Quantum Blade Treads Rush.
Yeah, it's as we've seen already, multitude of different ways to build the Lycan at the moment in this current patch. So we'll see if we're going to see some Armlet, Mask of Madness action, or see if we kind of, as you mentioned, the Midas, Desolators, as such. Mid lane, Miracle, potentially a bit of trouble here. He's going to be charged, but already popping the salve. That will put Shema the Slayer off diving the tier 1.
I think G actually revealed that. Yeah, no, actually Miracle won't know that, but he was charged as well. But it looked like he did reveal his mid ward, but Miracle's not 100% sure of that one just yet because the Spirit Breaker coming in as well. So they're doing some aggro tri-lane pressure versus the Tusk-like and Shadow Shaman, but Shadow Shaman's not nearly as weak as he once was. Getting the shackles on Aloha again.
So they've got enough damage, and they have. He's going to be taken down. Shema the Slayer turns up. He's got to back off. I mean, already Liquid picking up 2 kills, and both of them happening in the presence of the big bad wolf on the top lane. This is a very strong opening already from Liquid.
Not for you.
Mid lane.
The last hit on that one this time, so this time it was GH. So now he's got his boots finished up with his Overvenom, so this lane is going to become even more difficult, in my opinion, for Vega Squadron. We do see the Spirit Breaker charging out toward Miracle. Miracle's in a lot of trouble, though.
Yeah, he's gone.
Dead.
He is absolutely dead there. Refraction's still unavailable for a couple of seconds. Vega finding the opening to punish. Big news there for Lina. G is going to be very happy with knocking that TA out of the lane for a little bit. Shaman will be there to pick up some experience and a bit of gold. Bottom lane matchup, what are we seeing at the moment between the DS and the Legion? So at the moment, 9-0 against the 14-0. So Mind Control is having the favorable time at the moment in this lane.
Has to be expected as a Darkseer. I think Afterlife's still doing a pretty good job, but Mind Control is going to maximize a little bit more, just doing those constant pulls. But the big camp is actually blocked by Sentry Ward, so it's only going to spawn once. So he's not going to be able to do too much of that stacking and Ion Shell in top lane. Silent.
Top lane again. This is becoming a bit of a big issue if they're bringing him down, and they certainly will. The burst is more than enough. Fatal Bonds was laid down in time, and Loa Dance, see if he can do something in return. But he does have to be careful. I mean, they're punching pretty hard into him. Matumba chain away, the shards will trap him. Looks like it's only GH, though, that's trying to commit for the kill. As the rest aren't going to go in. He's actually going to pot the mango, go for the snowball in, and that's actually going to cost GH his life. Playing a little too over-aggressive, and they will punish.
I like that Sayoma kind of recognized, though. He's like, all right, there's no way we can... If we're just tri-lane top, we don't really do anything versus the Lycan, actually. We have no way of stopping the Rasta shackles in the back.
And look at this mid, Miracle.
So he's pressuring mid.
He's going to get it cut off here. The lineup will catch the light strike, but immediate reaction from Liquid this time around, knowing they cannot let this abuse happen to Miracle. They have to send in reinforcements.
He's still dominating the CS board, though. 20-5 to the 9-0 Lina. And now GH set up around the mid lane. They're recognizing that even though Lycan CS is getting hindered a bit, it's quite all right. He's able to get the levels. And picking themselves up a couple kills is very nice.
Yeah, bottom lane Afterlife has got to be careful. He's out of regen. And no points in press the attack yet. So has to be very careful about this pressure that Mind Control is applying with the Iron Shells. As not the sustain there, apart from the passive procs, to really keep him around. So playing very much on the edge of his life, yeah. Still getting that CS, though. 20 picked up, as you mentioned, still finding good farm. It's just a little bit risky for him. Top lane, movement comes in. They'll dive deep on Matumba. The rotations were being made by Liquid, and that leaves the top lane open to abuse. Vega Squadron realizing the windows there immediately. Afterlife did get the south out to him. Managed to get a care package delivered. So we'll be fine sticking around the lane.
So their aggro tri-lane's actually, it's working okay. Just because Sayoma's read, his movements has been very good. But now, as I mentioned that, Aloha might be in some trouble here. If they're able to find the grab on him, he does get the level 2 heal.
It's just a little bit hard for them to go for. They will try, but I don't know if it's going to be enough firepower here from Liquid. They'll try and trap him up, but the burst damage he shoots with the Fatal Bonds, Fatal Bonds whirling death at this point of the game, it just destroys this tri lane. They cannot group up like that. Because for a start, they're not going to get the kill. And in fact, they're going to fall very low. That Shadow Word and the Fatal Bonds bringing GH down incredibly low here. They're still trying to play around, but the charge across comes through from Shoma the Slayer. And I think Liquid, they may just end up losing all three here. They're so damn low. They continue to man up, but GH finally falls. Silent tries to turn, but it gets taken down. Liquid, I can't believe they actually got away with that there. The three of them just dancing around on what seemed like minimal HP. It looks like finally they will be punished. A Dragon Slave from G comes through from the river to bring down KuroKy.
That damage from the Fatal Bond combo.
A Warlock Timbersaw it's absolutely deadly. When you're grouping up like three like that in the tree line, the burst potential is huge.
He has even had the level 2 Whirling Death, so the 150 pure damage on 3 heroes with the Fatal Bonds on top was pretty absurd how much it really did.
A lot of action so far here in these first 6 minutes. 5 for 5. Certainly, strengths being shown either way. At the mid lane, of course, Miracle having the better time. Up on the top, Matuma Man's farm, as we've seen, been slowing down a little bit, but they are getting kills in return for each other. Matuma Man, he's 2-on-3 at the moment in this laning stage, up against aggressive tri-lane. So he's going to be happy with that. They may have killed his supports, but they've only killed in the once. We'll see if that actually may change though, as Lower Dance getting aggressive. You've also got a Spirit Breaker eyeing up a potential to charge in.
Bottom lane, the double Ion Shell, level 7 on Mind Control. They're putting some pressure onto Afterlife here. Silent is there in response.
And they'll trap the Warlock up here in the shard. Silent trying to make his way around. He's not going to be able to. Liquid get the kill. Mind Control, 50 CS, 7 minutes in. Just casual Darks here. He is having a brilliant time down here. He's going to be hitting the good item timings as well. Something, as you mentioned in the draft, is going to be really crucial for getting Liquid's push together. If he can get that Mech Search online in great time, they can start putting on the pressure before Vega is prepared.
Yeah, he's just going to enable the Lycan in the TA so much more. And the fact that he's going to be this farmed is going to put a lot of pressure onto Vega. And then it opens up the map a lot for Miracle and for Matumba. And Matu's actually farming the enemy woods. It's actually pretty funny. He doesn't want to be playing versus that Timbersaw anymore.
It seems a little risky. I guess they have got the Dire himself ward out by the tower, so he knows that the area is clean.
Yeah, and this is also something that people used to do a lot, is when you'd play the Lycan with the Shadow Shaman, you want to leave the lane really early so that you can give your Shadow Shaman a pretty early level 6 to be able to pressure those towers.
Smoke up.
Coming out.
It was spotted out underneath the ward. G, he knows it's there, and straight away goes with the burst onto GH. He's going to get himself a freebie. Mind Control just had to surge and run the hell out of there. Afterlife would have liked to try and close the gap with the Jewel. It's not going to be available. Mid lane, ready to make a go. You're going to see the rotation from Matuma Man coming in from that side jungle as Miracle closing in on to Shoma the Slayer with a trap slow. Liquid take a kill in return. And we'll see if Liquid are aware that that ward indeed was there that spotted out their smoke.
Top lane, Silent, getting gone on by KuroKy and GH. He's got a good amount of healing, though, and some stick charges.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the two of them can get this. He's going to be able to walk it out, and in fact, they're thinking about turning. Straight in with the charge onto the Shaman, Fatal Bonds as well, bringing him down low. The bashes from Shoma. Probably needs one more to seal the deal. Is he going to get it? We'll turn back towards the task now. The turnaround's there. KuroKy going with the shackles. Whoa, there we go. Smashes the Shaman in the face, brings him down. Silent gets away, and in comes Afterlife to pick up the Jewel win. Double kill for Shoma the Slayer. Again, this game, it's a lot of action going on. Back and forward, bottom lane. A Lower Dance falling low. Is there a bit of a man fight between himself and Mind Control? Both will live to see another day.
Yeah, the damage combination between Shadow Shaman and Tusk is not very high, especially versus like these very tanky heroes now. Like Warlock with the new strength gain, he gets fairly tanky fairly early. Spirit Breaker, naturally very built and tanky. KuroKy in some trouble here.
He's in a lot of trouble again. They are not afraid of diving this tower. He needs a bash. Give it a bash. Oh, there we go. Bash to the backside from the Shoma. Crushing in the Shaman's skull. And that puts some pressure on the tower as well.
Heavily pressuring the safe lane. However, the other two lanes of Liquid are doing pretty well, and Matu is still farming quite well. Like, he's in the jungle, he's just doing his own thing, going for that Vlad's quick build so they can go for that quick early Roshan potential. But yeah, I mean, this Timbersaw and Afterlife are definitely farming pretty well.
Yeah. And as you said as well, in terms of quick Roshan potential, also Miracle going for the Deso first rather than the Blink Dagger. So prioritizing the damage, and there's certainly other routes of initiation. They have the Tusk to get him in close and personal. So just having the damage is all that's really required from Miracle at this stage with his first item pickup.
Yeah, he probably feels that he's farming super well in comparison to the Lina. But G's still holding his own because he's got 3 kills, being able to rotate around and get those nice little pickups. Another smoke coming out from Liquid. Do they have 6 on the Shadow Shaman? They don't just yet.
So they can get a good Hex and a Shackle into Matuma Man's ult. Should buy time for the Wolf to get a few crits in and take down a kill. They'd love to find G. G at the moment, of course, playing it safe, cleaning up the camps, and does have the backup of Shoma the Slayer. So if they could decide to go, there's definitely going to be turnaround potential. Shoma will be spotted out. They're going to pop the ult here. Liquid, they want to dive deep. Matuma Man tries to run forward, but a drive-by charge comes in. The Golem's drop connects onto 3. It's a good fatal bonds as well. Liquid have to be careful how they choose to commit about this one. And Matuma Man indeed already starts to tuck his tail and run away. Kuroki will be chased down as Afterlife is looking for the jewel. They've got the trap slow to hold them back, and indeed they will make sure that Afterlife can't get in close enough. GH walks forward with a snowball. He is playing with fire here on the front lines. The Shakram won't connect from Aloha dance, so he will live.
No, he won't.
Oh, he won't. He just goes up to the high ground there with a quick timber chain, takes the kill.
Yep.
And Liquid very awkwardly trying to force that fight, and it is coming back to hurt them. The Hex will hold back Shoma. Shackle to set up, but look at this wraparound here. Afterlife, he's just walked right back around behind a tier 1, strolls in for a cheeky duel, and they're not done yet, Empire. They'll turn towards Miracle. G, he's going to go for the pause. He is dead and out.
Mind control's there this time.
I mean, what have we got here? So we've got 3 members of Vega, 3 members of Liquid in the vicinity. Tusk is still right back up at the tier 3s. Who's going to come out on top? Well, Miracle, what's the refraction like? Is he going to have refraction again? He's not. So Miracle should be dead. He's got meld? He's got meld? He can meld.
He could use it.
There's no AoE as such. Oh, they've got a sentry on silence. So Miracle surely is dead. A lower dance, a little low. Lower dance got stick charges. He has not. He's just used his 1 charges. I'll see how this plans out. No stacks of reactive armor on him as such. Oh, the pause onto the pause. So I think Miracle should die. Silent might get run down by mind control. We'll see. Miracle goes for the meld. There's the Chakram AoE. Takes him down. But Matuma Man indeed did pick up a second. Timber Sword to fall. Matuma Man now surged up, chasing towards Silent with the Wolf as well on him. Afterlife's going to try and come in, help out. Silent running away with the Shadow Word, but again another surge allows Matuma Man to finish off the deal. Shoma the Slayer now back for the action. Charges forward onto the Wolf, but Matuma Man's not done. He's found a triple A. This could get messy. He could find more here. Afterlife with the overwhelming odds nuke though brings down mind control. Matuma Man takes another strike to the face. He needs to bash Shoma the Slayer. Will he quite get it? It doesn't matter. Dragon Slave for G finishes off the job as they set the dog on fire. 14 for 11 as things start to stabilize once again. Kuroki, he's going for the casual haste play. What's he going to do with this? Oh my goodness, is he going to find Afterlife? That's going to be hilarious. Oh no!
He's got him.
Oh, is he getting this? Oh, the range hasn't quite got enough burst. The survival will be there, and now the turnaround. The quick Hex holds back Shaman. Make sure that the charge doesn't connect onto the Shaman. Overwhelming odds, bringing them down low. Oh, Laguna to the back, but Kuroki, he doesn't even give a damn. The Dragon Slave will finally burn his little yellow head as they look for more. Vega, they've got GH in their grips as well. The jewels back up. Dragon Slave again. G follows through to bring down the Tusk, but Matuma Man, again, the evolution is there. Into the Wolf, chasing down Silent. Stick charges are not going to save you. As Matuma Man comes back in, gets a double kill. This fight, never ending as it seems.
It's 29 kills in 13 minutes. They're just actually running at each other at this point. It's just non-stop battle. It's funny too because we were talking about how Vega is one of those teams lately that they have not actually been this super aggressive team, but this game they are literally just going for battle.
Ah, it's brilliant. 16 to 13, 30 minutes in. Who's coming out on top? Overall, Liquid slightly, but yeah, as you say, it's very much still anyone's game.
One thing is Sayoma's having a very good game on the Spirit Breaker. He's part of 14 of the 16 kills.
Yeah,
he's literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Every single time. Like even the charge stun, he interrupted GH trying to get a snowball save there like once or twice. He's just having a lot of impact on this one. And Miracle actually doubles back for the Blink Dagger onto the TA rather than going for that Deso Rush.
Okay. Okay.
Able to pressure bottom tower. Kuroki gets his level 6, so he's pushes the Mats Serpent Wards down there. Able to get a tower. That is the one nice thing, is that Liquid's lineup naturally takes buildings after fights. So they win a fight, or they even come out even in a fight. If they're able to get onto a tower, they are going to take that one. While you look at Vega's, and their tower pressure and objective taking is pretty doo-doo.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what your best tower hitter really is what the Lina after she gets this Fiery Soul stacks up.
Yeah.
Still not necessarily the quickest of siege and push potential. Blink Dagger now finished off on Afterlife. Could be pretty crucial in some of these skirmishes if you can get the quick pick at the start.
Yeah, they've got mech finished up on mind control now too, so for these fights, Liquid is looking a little bit stronger. If they don't get hit by a big Warlock Golem. They've got the double Ion Shell coming in. They've
Here
got the
we
Wolf Scouting, they've
go,
got
there's
Miracle
the
going
jump,
deep.
looking for a lower does, but the Jewel's there. Holds back the TA, the Golem will be dropped. Falling down low, Miracle controlled up by the Nether Strike, but the Vacuum Ball combo comes through. Overwhelming odds, nukes Miracle down low, but Matuma Man chasing after target. Takes down the Legion. Shards will trap up the Spirit Breaker. That's going to be a second kill for Liquid. They'll force back Vega Squadron. Did commit the Golem for that one. And Liquid still come out on top. Vega unable to finish off any of the kills. Miracle surviving on minimal health there, thanks to the backup of the team. The presence of mind control coming in just in time to save.
Very good usage of their wards there. They have vision pretty much all over the jungle of Vega, and they know that they saw G farming top, and he didn't even have a TP scroll, so right away they go for that play and benefit from it heavily. Even though they get hit by a pretty nicely placed rock, they don't have their big damager. Their big team fighter right now for Vega is the Lina, and he was not there. And they already were on top of the Timber Saw. So with those Ion Shelled Wolves, with the Ion Shelled GH and Ion Shelled Matumba Man running in, it's just a bit too much for Vega to deal with. And now he's got the Armlet, he's got the Mask of Madness finished on the Lycan.
Going for the, seems to be definitely the favorable build at the moment. And that is a Timber Saw coming quite close to danger. We're seeing a Tefra turnaround. Jump with the Slayer, comes in with the charge. Jump forward from Afterlife, but the Vacuum grabs the both of them. They've already lost the cow, and now the Timberman is going to go down as well. A Miracle picks up the second there with the help of Kuroki, getting the final kill secure, of course. Got to get the money on the Shaman. A Miracle surge forward, looking for more, jumps forward, diving towers now, chasing Afterlife, but the press of the attack will heal him up. Miracle turns towards potentially the easier target. The shards will be there. Silent, not going to get away. The Mail Strike follows through. Too much burst for him to take, and on the back lines, yeah, G getting trapped in the Shaman wards. Kuroki bringing the brutality to the game. No mercy.
Very good vision game coming out of Liquid, like using their wards to their maximum, using the TA traps, the Wolves as well. They just have so many different ways to gain vision of where Vega's going to be team fighting, so every single time they're able to take the fights on their own accord.
Oh, and a 16-minute Greaves on mind control isn't going to make life any easier for Vega Squadron in these fights. That is going to be pretty huge against the way that Vega are trying to play against Liquid. Miracle. Eyes on the Timber. It's a hard catch. They are going to try and commit for it. He's got the hood. That ain't going to help you, of course, against the physical damage. Active armor stacks is going to be enough. Show me the Slayer. Charges through. Miracle will jump forward, trying to chase down for the kill. The Hex and the Shackle to hold by the Space Cow. Miracle is going to get punished. The duel will be won. Afterlife picks up the bonus damage. Miracle will be back for round 2 here with the Aegis. Mind Control does end up finishing off the Spirit Breaker. They're thinking about diving. Vacuum back onto Silent. Double kill for Mind Control. They're not done yet, Liquid. Here comes the big white ball of doom as they close in onto G. Third kill for Liquid. Now Loa does stunned up in the wall. 4th kill. Liquid with their unrelenting fighting potential. Just no holds barred as they pick up 4 kills. Afterlife, he's playing with fire here. Again, the gap closed from GH secures the 5th. An effective team wipe from Liquid, a tier 2 as well. And it seems like the pace may be getting a little too much for Vega Squadron now.
They're falling so far behind. There's too much sustain. Like this mech, early mech into Guardian Greaves plus the Howl, they just have too many different ways to keep the fight going, and Vega just can't get online in time. They can't use, like the rock is up now, but it's, just way too fast paced for them to really be able to do anything. Liquid's just steamrolling them.
Hey, Nether Striker Courier, give it a bash and a wash. Damn! And that is a lot of money on the ground. That was the Desolator, I believe. That was the 2. Oh, I mean, we'll be able to check what it is in a minute, as GH actually being caught out here. So what was on that Courier? It was the 2 Mithril Hammers. So that is going to be the Deso for Miracle on the sidelines for 3 minutes, thanks to the cow hunting it down.
Small gains,
Yeah.
baby steps. But man, look at that net worth. That's in 5 minutes. They swung a 12,000 gold lead
Those
just
fights.
from that sheer aggression and potential of just being able to run at people with the Ion Shell, with just all these small different things that they have. It's very impressive coming out from Liquid. Vega
Yes.
also just kind of like, I feel like they're not prepared for this. Like they have they have like one ward down, but just the vision game from Liquid is letting them just take the pace of these fights so much faster.
Bloodstone complete for G. Afterlife again for the chance to find a duel. Yeah, as we can see, the 3 cores of Liquid taking the lead. And in terms of farm potential, it's going to be a lot quicker for them as well. They are going to be able to keep this lead. You know, Vega's best hope of taking over again has to be on these the reliance of taking a successful team fight.
I'm pretty curious about the hood pickup from Aloha.
I mean, as you mentioned, the magical burst, even from the supports, isn't that scary. I mean, the other shock, sure, but it really is the Lycan and the TA running at you with their incredible physical that's the biggest issue.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure if any item would have really helped to the situation that they're in, but
Yeah.
I just feel like it's a little bit out of place versus what Liquid has.
Maybe even a casual plate. We
Yeah,
used to
just-
see like some Timbers do that, didn't we?
Yeah, just some kind of armor thing, like even like a medallion, even maybe something like the Solar Crest on Timbersaw versus this lineup. It seems pretty good to me.
There we go.
Either way, he's going to be getting close to that Bloodstone, and yeah, they kind of just got ran at a lot, so it was just like, he was probably just like on the fly, like, oh, what do I get? Like, we're just getting completely decimated by this.
So what
massive
Vega
potential.
can do here with the smoke up and wrap around behind the tier 1.
They get spotted,
Reactions.
though.
Yeah, Miracle and Mind Control aware that something fishy's going on here. They're going to find the wraparound. G on the front, looking for the Light Strike array. He's not going to land it now, could be in trouble himself. The trap slows will be there. Miracle still trying to play around the inevitable stuns. Now comes in with the melt. It blinks away to juke out the Light Strike, and there's the follow through Ice Shards. They'll get the block off. Golem has been dropped, coming in for the full commitment, but Shoma, he's already been bursted here. The Greaves popped by Mind Control, putting Liquid back pretty much to full health after Golem's been dropped. G sacrifices himself in the Roach Pit with the Bloodstone deny, and Miracle and GH cleaning up more. 4, 5 dead on the ground for Vega Squadron yet again. And it really just seems it's turned into this game that's just constant 5 versus 5. But Vega Squadron with not the same tools that Liquid have to deal with this sort of just group up and go. It just seems impossible for Vega Squadron to come out on top of a full 5-on-5 man fight.
Yeah, they just had they had so many traps there to just take the fight, and oh my goodness,
they
another
did
vacuum coming
wall
out.
here. They do have the Shrine heal, but G taking a walrus punch right between the legs as they are falling left, right, and center yet again. Liquid just cleaning up 30-17, 22 minutes in, coming up to a 20k gold lead as they clean up the top set of racks, and Miracle just dives in for the glory, jumps forward, and a couple of hits to the old man brings down the Warlock.
They're still a tier 2 up, guys. They're trying to hit the tier 3, but they're like, oh, wait a minute. We can't just yet. Yeah, they're just so farmed, and the way that
Miracle.
they're taking the fights.
He will jump in if he wants to. He's going to respect the fact that the Legion's back up. Maybe a little bit worried about being locked down by an inevitable duel. With the Desolator out, Dragon Lance complete, well on the way to picking up the Hurricane Pike. He's having a pretty tasty game, and just, yeah, the difference now between the cores of Liquid and the cores of Vega Squadron is massive, closing in towards a 5k lead on each respective place.
Yep.
It's looking pretty irrecoverable now, this game state for Vega Squadron.
Oh yeah, and GH even with that Blink Dagger. In the one fight that, you know, Vega did get like that big clump up kind of fashion that was happening with the Infernal, he just blinking, snowball saves during the duel, and the fight just gets completely turned around. So they're just executing at a higher level than Vega, and I think Vega's kind of falling into the trap where they can't slow the pace down. Well, they couldn't at the point where they needed to, and yeah, Liquid just has great objective taking and great aggression.
This could be pretty much the last gun-ho play from Vega Squadron. They smoked up. They've got to find something positive with this one, but Shoma, he's going to be spotted out. They know that he's there. He holds back on the charge. Looking for Wrap Brown. They've got the ward here to give vision as TA drops it down. Looking for G. Blinks away. Miracle dodges the light strike. Vacuum wall again. Catches out 2 with the combo. Matuma Man making a beeline straight for G. Will take a Laguna Blade to his face, but again, these shards from GH stopping Vega from getting down to the low ground, allowing Miracle to pummel in as he picks up the double kill. Mind control as well. Now unstoppable and silent. Again, will almost certainly be taken down here. The jump force there, they tap out as it's all over. 24 minutes of absolute brutality. 36-17. Definitely the highest kills per minute we've seen yet here in DreamLeague, as both teams want to bring the fun, bring the team fight, bring the aggression. Just happens to be the Liquid were a little bit better at it today.
This looked a lot like the Secret, right?
Yeah.
The Secret game versus Vega, where Vega just ends up running into these like constant team fights, and they're not prepared for these fights just yet.
They weren't kitted up to the same extent.
It almost kind of like, not to like shoot any shots at them or anything, but it kind of like turned into like a pub in a way. Like Liquid was just like, all right, let's just run at them and take the fights, and they were just running into them as well. And they had the item advantage with the mechanism, with the mech, with the HAL, just so much sustain coming out versus Vega's lineup. It was just, I mean, really well played by Liquid, but Vega just fell into a trap of constantly running into it.
Absolutely. Well, there we have it. One of the quickest games we've had here at DreamLeague. Liquid with a very impressive debut. We'll see if they can continue. Of course, game 2 round the corner. Don't go anywhere. We'll cut to a quick break, then back.